So here we have, Bitcoin is the best treasury reserve asset humanity's ever had. So this right here, I was reading some articles, and this one article off of Cointelegraph, which is a good website. So if you want to take a look and learn a little bit more about cryptocurrency, Cointelegraph is a great place to take a look. And so I was kind of, like I said, I'm not trying to go into all the notes that I had on this, but just to show that this is the kind of thought pattern. This is the transition from this Bitcoin thing that's kind of on the outside of finance. Now they're talking about it's a best treasury reserve asset that humanity has ever had. That's the power of what we're seeing with this particular technology. Then, when you're thinking, why Bitcoin? Here's a senior editor from BitcoinIRA.com. He's saying that 2021 will be a boom for consumers. In my opinion, 2021 will be spectacular. And he prefaced that, or he concluded that with, it's not financial advice. This is hard truth. This is what in that, because Bitcoin IRA obviously is Bitcoin IRA, individual retirement account. So I get information from them. I got a newsletter I get from them, and they're talking about the investment side. They're talking, this is in industry. This is not personal. This is not retail. These are actual legit financial corporations that do investments for, massive customers, whereas cryptocurrency didn't seem to appeal to them before. And now all of a sudden it's right at the top. So I want you to take a look at this for a second and just humor me for a minute. So we look at this, right? And it says, this is your peak. This is your bleak. So this is coming from a different place. So I don't know if many of you know, but my background is, in addition to some of this cryptocurrency and all, my background is, don't highlight the things. My background is I do a certified life coach and strategic intervention and career consulting. And so this is one of the models that's used when we have a client. So, and I modified it a little bit, but at the end of the day, if you're looking at this, right, and you're trying to understand where you are, where you want to be. So obviously where it says now, like I said, follow me on this because this is very important to set the stage. Now, and you either go up to the mountain, the peak, or you can go down to the valley, bleak, right? Bleak moments, peak moments. So what is your optimal moment? Right. So let's think of it in the course of Bitcoin. Like we're talking about investing in Bitcoin. We're talking about learning about Bitcoin. We're talking about getting ourselves, from a place of debt to a place of wealth, to, from mindset to skill set. Right. That's our intention. That's why we're here. So in order to do that, we have to see it. So what do you see if I wrote on a piece of paper and I'm sitting right in front of you, knee to knee, and I said, okay, what is your mountain? What is your peak? What is the top? Where do you want to be? What's the optimum for you? If you invest in Bitcoin, what's optimum for you? But if you don't invest in Bitcoin, or if you don't make an investment, if you don't get to where you want to be, what is the worst thing that can happen that you pretty much can realize how bad it could be if you don't make a change, if you don't do something with this knowledge, with the time, with your efforts? Those are the two things that I really want you to think about between now and the next slide. So here's what's interesting about it. It's about building confidence and building courage, because a decision takes courage. Somebody, can you answer this question? If you haven't previously invested in Bitcoin, Give me one reason why a person just hasn't invested in Bitcoin. Somebody give me one reason why you think somebody would just not invest in Bitcoin up to this point.
Lack of knowledge.
Lack of knowledge. Somebody that is perfect. Anybody else?
Fear.
That's the word I was looking for. So, and the knowledge piece obviously is you fear it, so you don't even learn about it. But guess what happened? If everybody on here had a fear of Bitcoin or learning about it or even investing in it, we're all doing one thing, getting knowledge, right? So if you start off and say, right, thanks Shannon. If you say you had a fear, and you may not realize it, but let's say, just say it seemed complicated. And that's what a lot of people said at the beginning of the sessions that we did a couple of days ago. It's just, it's just complicated. I didn't understand it. Okay. So you had a fear of getting in there because you didn't have the knowledge. So knowledge is critical to the process. So we're here, right, together. I researched it. Dexter researched it. Anthony, Garrett, Shannon, everybody looked into, how do I get in? Now, did you take action? Some people did, some people didn't. Monica took action and it was a disaster. Believe me and Dexter can tell you some disaster stories as well. So we get it. So what I want to talk about is that part. The fear stopped you from getting the knowledge. But now that we're here, we're getting the knowledge. So the knowledge is, hey, I see a way to get in on this Bitcoin. I see a way. Now, what's the peak? What's the mountain? What is the top? What is the optimum that you can realize if you take action, if you do the right things? But then if you don't, worst case scenario, maybe you just stay where you're at. Maybe you get what you get because this is okay. This is where you are comfortable. That's okay, but you'll have the knowledge when we finish up. And so I took some notes today when I was going through this, and I said, okay, let me talk a little bit about this. So we have this fear of Bitcoin because we just did not understand enough, and we wanted to know more, the knowledge piece. But yet, if you're being honest today, we all, saw the multiple loud voice of one thing that sparked our attention again. If we did before, sparked our attention again. And that was the price. If that price started going up, it was 4,000, if it was 5,000, all of a sudden it gets to about 15,000. Everybody's talking about it. So you can't say it didn't come across your screen. It didn't come across your phone. It didn't come across the TV. Somewhere, somehow, that 20,000 jumped up and you was like, wait a minute, I've been avoiding this too long. Let me see if there's something there. And so we all, got on this call. I decided to put it out there on Facebook and say, hey, let's do a series on it. So we all responded to something's going on and we need to take some action. And so we took a closer look, and just in case, this is what we are working for. We're working towards, and that's why I talked about this mountain and valley. What's your vision? With or without us having this conversation, you're working towards a vision, a dream, that mountain, that peak, that optimum. What is that future that you're working toward, and how does Bitcoin fit in? Since you made your way here, since the universe has got us in one place together, the people that's on tonight, you're on for a reason. The people that's not on, they're not on for a reason. But some of them been on and got information. So we're all on this path. But what is the future looking like for you? So I plan to deliver this information in bite-sized pieces. One, because it's easier, and that's why I took the 3 days. First day, walk through it piece by piece. Basic, this is what Bitcoin is. This is where it comes from. This is how you secure it. This is where you can get it. Just really, really bite-sized pieces. Day two, talk a little bit more about, hey, if you want to invest over time, here's another way, a strategy that you can use. So it built upon day one, got to day two, still bite-sized pieces, bite-sized pieces. Today, we're going to walk through details about a program that will give you what you're looking for. So we're building on a e-learning or micro-learning concept that talks about in the psychology of learning. And so I thought this was important so that you understand how I'm taking you through this process. So we understand social media, right? So social media really is anti-social. And so think about what this whole Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, what it's done to us. It put us all in the position of, hey, it don't matter if you're introvert, if you're extrovert, if you're, intrinsic, extrinsic, mentality, it didn't matter, because normally you're outside, maybe doing other things. But guess what? We're all here and we're all trying to figure out, I have all this time on my hands because I'm working from home. I'm usually really busy, come home, I don't want to get on a computer. But now we're here and we see that there is an online way. There is a very minimal effort way to get to that peak, to get to that mountain, to get to that high level, optimum opportunity that we're seeking. But when you see that, when you see the Bitcoin going through the roof, where do I invest? How do I invest? When you see COVID kicks in, right? And it did kick in pretty tough. What do I do? Because you're either going to make a decision on, how do I take advantage of this time that I have and this opportunity that the world has given me, because I'm doing okay, family's okay, but what can I do with this time that I maybe wasn't doing before? So when you see the Amazons crushing it, $1 trillion company, FedEx, okay, the companies are the route to go. When you see Bitcoin, but you don't understand blockchain, that's where you need to understand what's driving that train. I have a concept called block train because of the movement or the mobility of the blockchain that puts cryptocurrencies on top of it. So which one is the most valuable? So that's the power of knowledge or competence. And so when I wrote a story, I wrote an article about confidence or competence, which one comes first, right? And so here we are getting the competence. And what did Shannon do with that competence? She went to Cash App because she had confidence in making that purchase. So after tonight, that confidence is going to be quadrupled to where you're going to see yourself earning every single month, growing every single month, because you have the confidence to dive in to a bigger and better opportunity. So where do we invest? Well, some people probably still not doing anything. This may have been us at the beginning of the pandemic, didn't think about it. But guess what? The people that invested in Zoom in March when it was $70, now Zoom is over $400 per share. Yes, they were wearing a mask. Yes, they were social distancing. Yes, they were remote working. Yes, they may have been stressed out because their kid was on a computer struggling. But if they took 5 minutes and put $100 in Zoom, ZM, today, they're patting themselves on the back. So we don't get distracted. Life is going to go on. Somebody's going to benefit, and you can benefit more people if you take advantage of the opportunities that are set in front of you. What are some of the things, and somebody asked a question the other night about different currencies, different, investments. Dexter, I didn't put real estate up here, but hey, real estate is definitely one of them. But so this is just as me being transparent. And there's about 30 more, but this is kind of my focus, things that I look at constantly. And I threw a couple of stocks on there just so you know that I look at different things. Bitcoin obviously is definitely there. Investments in everything you see up here, I have investments in. This is Ethereum, the blue, and then Ripple, Dashcoin, Litecoin, BAT, basic attention token is another one. And this one, as far as stocks goes, this is semiconductor. When I first got in on that, it was about $17. Now it's at 43. Nokia is still struggling, but it was about $2 when I got it. Now it's at about 4. It's fluctuating. I thought it would do a lot better by now because of the problem with Huawei and the Chinese companies. They were supposed to step in and replace some of those products. So still, holding out for that. And Zoom, just saying, if you know, I don't even need to talk about it. If you go to and look, the stock on Zoom, you'll know exactly what's going on. All you got to do is look at the history on the pricing of it, and you'll see kind of what it's doing. I don't think it's going to go any higher. So it's when you say it's too late, it definitely it's a little late for that one. So that's just to give you an idea of what I personally do have some investment in. Like I said, there's a lot more, but I'm not, I just wanted to mention it. Somebody mentioned the other day, and this is kind of what I'm doing. We're going to talk about forex tonight. Not necessarily going into detail, but just to give you an idea of, foreign exchange is about foreign currency, and there's a fee involved with exchanging currency, and it happens all day, all night, all over the globe, and people make money off of this. And guess what? If you're here for a reason to earn, you'll see how that is very lucrative in just a minute. At the end of the day, people have a level of respect for Warren Buffett. I mean, anybody that has that kind of money, let's just kind of see what he says. Whether we're talking about socks or stocks, I like buying quality merchandise when it's marked down. And I think we know how to translate that. Buy low, sell high. Now, just like we discussed yesterday, low is relative. When Amazon stock was at $1,200, how many of us thought that was low? I didn't. I thought it was high, and I thought it was way too high to get in. Well, now that it's 4,000 or closing in on 4,000, was 1,200 low or was it high? Well, it's relative. So anyway, obstacles pop up in front of you just to test and see how bad you want to achieve your goal. At the end of the day, if you understand that right there, you can equate that to many phrases and things like that. At the end of the day, you have to make a decision. What are you going to do with the knowledge that you get? You get competence, it should translate into confidence. Okay, do we have any questions before I go on to the meat of the presentation today? Comments, questions? Okay. Okay. All right, everybody still with me?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, look, I'm gonna have to lighten it up a little bit, because at the end of the day, we do Zoom a lot. I mean, I do Microsoft Teams with I work for the federal government. So when it's quiet, people are like, hey, whoa, what's going on? Where y'all at? Y'all disappeared on us. All right. So, all right. Because I don't want to drag it out. I don't want to, I'm gonna hit this thing and I'm gonna be going in a minute. So I just want to make sure I open it up before I dive into the deep end of the pool. All right. Okay. Just give me a thumbs up. Give me something in the chat. Give me everybody. Come on. Work with me now. Work with me. I got you. I got Dex. Boom.
Still here.
Okay. Good. Monica. Yes. Okay. What letter you in there? All right.
I'm still here.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right. But anybody got any questions or concerns real quick? All right, cool. Yeah, let's do this. All right, let's go. Share. Boom. Okay. So what I'm going to show you tonight is based upon the idea, the concept, no promises from me. Have I made $100,000 in cash forex? No, I haven't. So just, just to let you know, no, I haven't made that kind of money. Do I plan on making that kind of money? Yeah, absolutely. And so when you see Bitcoin doing what it's doing now, it becomes more real because the market is talking. We know why the market is doing what it's doing. And that's what I was going to get into last night, was more about those institutional investors, those institutional money. I don't know if anybody, if you look at RT, RT is a news network. I go on YouTube and I always check out RT, and I came across it sometime, I don't know where in the past. I was looking up something about cryptocurrency or Bitcoin, and they have Boom Bust, which is one of their shows, and they have 2 or 3 people that are like financial gurus, and they really go in on Bitcoin. And so even when it's up and when it's down, somebody's always looking at you, trying to figure out when it's going down, so they can tease you, so they can make fun of you, so they can say, why are you playing with that, that paper money, that funny money, it's never gonna take over fiat currency. That's okay, because the same people that maybe got made fun of you when it was $1,200 back in 2016, and you bought 3 or 4 of them at the time, Bitcoins, what do you think they're doing now? They're sitting in a corner licking their wounds because they did not take advantage of that. And so this is kind of what there are a lot of people, confidence and competence. At the end of the day, when you get competent on something that you want to understand, something that can impact your life and your livelihood and those around you, you get focused, you get your confidence, you get the courage, you make a decision, and you weather the storm. Because as we said over and over and over, Bitcoin, cryptocurrency in general, is very volatile. And so you can play a day trader and you can watch it all day. You can get in and you can get out. You can do trading, or you can let the automation, Autobots, however you want to call it, you can let them do the work. There are professional traders that do the work. I was hoping that Carol was on tonight, or Crystal, because and Dexter, you already know, they're part of IML, the iMarkets Live, which is a foreign exchange platform that people are making lots of money with foreign exchange. They have a good system, but there are fees involved that this company doesn't have. And so if you know that company, at least, because I know she had asked me some questions about it, and I told her, hey, tonight I'm going to get into details on it. So I was kind of just checking to see if she had come in. But I know that she understands it. Gianni was on last night, and he was helping us kind of work with forex trading and understanding trading as well. So there were some people that were in the company that I'm going to kind of reference every now and then as I go through this. Not, I think they're all making money. So it's not a matter of trying to say one better than the other, this and that. I'm just providing some context to why I do this versus the other, and recommending this one because of what you'll see. Okay. But at the end of the day, it's a choice, right? The success in global forex market is really right here, and it's all online. So at the end of the day, we know that in this company, they're looking at 2 industries, e-learning and foreign exchange. Both are online, both are honoring and providing opportunity for trends that are creating wealth hand over fist every day for many people. So here to the left, we looking at the global market worth 325 billion and increasing, into 2025. So e-learning, and I think you would agree that e-learning, and here's what I'm just giving you the numbers here based upon, part of the presentation. So you kind of get this context of when I start talking about some of the things that are offered, it's not, I'm not going to, you're not going to see an e-learning presentation throughout the whole thing, or, one or the other, but you'll see the connection and the relationship. So that's really kind of where that's coming from. But here's the thing that I kind of wanted you to really take away from this slide, other than the 5.3 trillion, 40 to 60%, right? If it has the statistics anyway. See, I developed a company. I literally created a company called Next Era Learning for e-learning, building e-learning courses, because I see that the opportunity is huge, but at the same time, it's another way to create passive income, right? Without working so hard. So that avenue is part of this statistic. So when they say that 40 to 60% less time than in the classroom, so you can learn something based on the statistics, based on them actually testing this out and providing this information, you can learn something 40 to 60% of the time faster and maybe more sustainable and may stick with you longer, so you can implement it if you're not in a classroom. If you're doing what you're doing right now, well, I'm gonna give you information, you can take that, you take action, and you're going to be able to implement something quicker than you would be able to if you did it in a classroom. So, and I'm sure there's variables to that, right? But that to me, because based on the research I did about micro learning, and when I talk about bite-sized pieces of information in order for us to digest it better, this has been proven. The percentages are there for people that did the assessment, and this is what overwhelmingly came back. When you do it in constant intervals and bite-sized pieces, you get that information, and if you implement it, then that 40 to 6% makes sense that you'll be able to implement things better. So that's my intent today, is to provide this information so that you can learn it and implement it. So as we know, far to the right, it says $5.3 trillion market. So the New York Stock Exchange, equities, futures, all of these are in the billion range. These are traded volume. The forex market is trading at 5.3. But I just found out earlier today was that at least one day this year, the forex market traded over $6 trillion. So should we say that it's a $6 trillion market now? But why are we talking about forex? Why are we talking about foreign exchange? Well, here is some information, obviously, that you could read as well about the foreign exchange. So cashfx has developed a business with foreign exchange and e-learning in one. The one thing that I really take away on this slide is it's a recession-proof business. So when COVID hit and people started to scramble, depending on what your actual industry was, or regardless of your industry, if you had some online business, or if you had some online investments, or if you had something to do with forex and trading, you didn't miss a step. The markets continued to grow. Somebody was spending money, somebody was getting paid, there was money being exchanged in every single country continuously. If it's a stimulus or if it's buying and selling, somebody is trading money. And that's where the forex exchange is coming from. This is where forex, the market, is so powerful. Recession proof. So it doesn't matter what happens, people are going to spend money, so people are going to pay for things, and the fees are going to come off of that, and traders are going to make sure that that commission is going to where it's supposed to go. We're just getting a little bit of that from that industry. So what's the purpose of the CFX group? So cashfx, their biggest purpose, which like I said, I was making some notes here today, and I said I want to hit on a few things that may not be there. But at the end of the day, when I listen to some of the folks that's doing this, the owner and such, they really wanted to bring this industry to people that didn't think they were eligible. Do you remember we talked about accredited investors the other day? When we talked about accredited investors, you had to at least have a $250,000 value or over $1 million, depending on if it was just liquid or if it was property, or you couldn't invest in certain industries. Cryptocurrency, ICOs, the initial coin offerings, you weren't able to do it if you didn't have that valuation. The US government said, if you're American and you're trying to invest in any of these commodities, any of these industries, or this technology, and you're not an accredited investor, meaning you don't have a value of over 250,000, we're not going to protect you. We're going to, get at that company. And so a lot of companies, and this is going to make sense in a minute, a lot of these companies out there are created outside the US because the restrictions are so tight. And so what they're saying is, if it's cryptocurrency, if it's foreign exchange, then why do we have these restrictions? Cross-border should be up to the individual. If I want to invest in something, it's up to me, right? And so that's where the peer-to-peer aspect of cryptocurrency is, that it is borderless, it is frictionless, whereas it's less headache. There's no clearinghouse, and there's no government telling you what you can and can't do with your money. So this is part of the reason why this company is based out of Panama instead of in the US. And I mean, the person that created it is not a US citizen. So of course it wouldn't be in the US. Now, they do have advisors, they do have management, they do have developers that are in the US and Canada. So some of that is going to be talked about in a minute. So yeah, that's really the purpose that when I listened to the owners talk about it, was that they wanted to bring something profitable, as well as there were, people who felt that they could not enter this market because they just weren't eligible to do it financially or knowledge wise. They just couldn't do it. And so they created education, and they created the way to benefit off this industry on the trading side. So the founders, like I said, they've been in, oh yeah, the one thing I don't want to forget to tell you, the company has been around for about 16 months. And so when they're, talking to the founders, they're talking to the owners, and they're talking about their background and how they've been able to scale this business so quick. It's pretty powerful. So you can, if you want to do some research on that, that's up to you. I've been down that road. But yeah, been around for about 16 months. They got some background in entrepreneurship, got background in cryptocurrency, and really had some success with that. Got an engineer, software development, and in trading. So they partnered with this company called Conversion Pros to build their software and their platform. And so what they are using is expert advisors that manage their whole system, and all they do is trading platforms. So they have a whole system of this company called Conversion Pros that have built their systems and monitor their systems for accuracy and for distribution. So as we know, like I said, they're based in Panama, and they said, yeah, if you contact them and you want to come over there, that's great. You can check them out. They had set up a launch for April 2020. Of course, March came around, everything got locked down. Panama was locked down, travel was locked. So they couldn't finish building. And they obviously couldn't do the launch, where basically they invited a lot of the leaders and whoever wanted to come in the company, members could go over there. So that's kind of what they're saying. They have open door policy, but at this time, based on the COVID and everything, the travel is restricted. So what are some of the things that they do provide? The web TV, web indicators. So they have, like I said, this professional, well-made platform that's run by, they say they got 30 plus programmers under the company Conversion Pros out of US and Canada that built the system and monitor the system for all the members to earn their money. They have plenty of marketing tools, and so that's pretty straightforward. So let's talk about the academy. All right. So here's the meat. So the actual system is based on 3 different modules, and these all obviously have dollar amounts associated with them. But your elemental series is kind of the first 3 steps. Then you have an advanced series, and then you have a supreme series. So all of this is based on kind of a forex academy concept. So whereas in the elemental series, you're going to learn the basics to become familiar with important terms and concepts. So you have an opportunity to purchase products. So I think anybody here knows that in any type of company, in order to make commission, you have to purchase some type of product. You can't just say, well, I'm going to jump into this company and then, hey, look, we can't, this investment, you're not going to get anything out of an investment unless you do something. So what the company said, we're doing e-learning or online learning. We're going to use the education piece because we know that a lot of people don't know about forex or don't even know that they can get into it. And then you have the actual trading piece. And so the education piece of it is, hey, here's the education piece. So here's your product. You purchase this education piece. We're going to take some of that particular price, and we're going to put that into a trading pool. So now you get some information, learning. You can learn about forex. You can work it, on that side of it where you get some knowledge, and they're going to take a portion of that and put it into a trading pool for you. Now, like I said, there are no fees, monthly fees involved. There are other companies that do this, and they do charge a monthly fee. This is one time, and you get to put some of that in trading. So now, if you're not familiar with it, or if you don't really feel comfortable with it, you're going to be getting commission because you have purchased a product that helps you understand a little bit more about the foreign exchange system. Now, like I said, these are different levels. Okay. So what are those levels? So then the elemental level, like I said, there was 3 different levels. They have these trading packs. So you're purchasing a trading pack. And as you can tell, there's 3 different entries on the right side. So this knowledge piece is based upon, you get your academy pack, right? That pack is going to give you information that you can study. Like I said, basic information to advanced information. So you have that available. It's accessible in the back office of your website. What they're going to do, $300 is the minimum investment. So that $300 is broken down into the numbers that you see there. So they're going to give you, and it actually is easier to explain on the other one. So let me go to this. Yeah, it's easier. I'll show you right here. Okay. So let's say, for instance, if you invest, let's say there's a $1,000 entry. If you wanted to do it, you could do 300, you could do 500, you could do 1,000, and so on and so forth. So what they're showing you is the 70% of that 1,000 is going into the trading account. So that goes into the trading pool. So the traders, they use software, they have professional traders, and they combine that information. And at the end of the week, then they calculate what percentage is coming back to everybody in the pool. So that 70% goes into that pool. So if it was 1,000, then 700 of that goes into the pool. What is the 2,000 to the right? Well, in that particular, you got bear and bull capital breakdowns. And so the bear side is trading, all trading. So you're a customer, you purchase a product, some of that goes towards your account. So now you have $700 circulating into that trading pool. Then you're going to get up to 15% back at the end of the week based upon the market. Okay, so what you need to do is watch out and say, okay, when your balance or your funds is 200% of what the investment was. So if you put 1,000 in, 200% obviously would be 2,000. Then you have a couple of choices to make. So you could do one or 2 things. One, you can withdraw your funds and be like, thank you, I appreciate, this was great. I'll take the, 1,000, 1,200 up to 2,000, and you can walk away. Okay. Or you can do option 2. And I'll talk a little bit about this at the bottom in a second as well. you can say, I got some gains. I kind of like this, but I don't really need to go to the next level. So I'm going to reinvest the profit. You could take, let's say you know, based on the market, let's say you get 1,500. You invested, you know, 1,000, you get 1,500, you take the 500 and you put the 1,000 back in, and it just does it all over again. And whatever, you know, that amount is, when it gets to 200% of what you invested, you get an opportunity to take that out. Now you can take it out at any time, whatever the profit is, you have the opportunity to take it out at any time. But that's the basic, you know, way to you, it gets invested. When it goes up to 200%, you basically have to make a decision. Do you take it all out and just say, I'm done? Or do you take out the profit and leave the balance in there and let it do it all over again? Or, and this is where, like I said, you don't have to add any additional investment. This is the beauty of the ladder within cashfx. There is no need or no reason that you have to add any more money to get to the 100,000 that I showed at the beginning. And that's why that number was there, because you're not required to add any more money. So the beauty of it is, if you put 300, 70% goes in trading pool. When the commission is, or the balance is at 200% of that investment, whatever the extra is, you can take it off, leave the rest in there. Or you can reinvest the profit, or you can reinvest that, or you can go to the next level. So that's what the elemental, advanced, and premium, those three levels, or supreme, those three different categories give you an opportunity to make that decision. Whatever that decision is, you make that decision. So what is the 30%? So 30% of that particular entry level in the elemental is in the bull capital, or you're in the referral side of it. So now you want to build your business. Now you want to share your business. Now you say, look, it's been 6 months and I'm making continual return. I haven't put any more money into it, but I'm still getting commissions. I'm going to share this with a few people. As soon as you share it and somebody purchases $1,000, this is just example. You could do 300, 500, you know, whatever. But if it was 1,000, the example shows you that 30% of that goes towards the purchase of that particular product. And that 30%, which equals out to be, obviously of 1,000, it's 300. So 50% of the 300 goes back to you for the referral. So you get a referral bonus because you offered that information to somebody, and they benefited from that, and they can do exactly what you did. They're going to get the commission off of that and get to 200% of that investment. Then they can make the same decision. If they share it with somebody else, then you'll see as we go, there are percentages that go on and on and on. So if you're going into the builder side, which is the bull capital side, you're going to earn from that as you refer it. You get, and you know, you go from being not only a customer earning commissions, but now you're going into the builder side and you're creating opportunities for others. But at the same time, the company is thanking you by providing you with a bonus for sharing that information, but they're gaining as well. And the risk has been reduced tremendously. And I think I mentioned this on the first day. Low risk is what, you know, this right here has given me just an amazing way that I've added this as a stream or multiple streams in one company that I didn't do in the past. You know, I was paying, you know, something like $200 a month to get less than this, like way less than this. And so this is why this is kind of exciting for me, because I didn't have to put any more money into this. And as I go along, I'll show you a snapshot of my Gmail account where my commissions come in. And I'll, you know, like I said, either way, I'm going to continue getting weekly commissions no matter what happens tonight. So I'm happy to provide this information to you. Okay. So like I said, if you got any questions, you just, you know, kind of let me know. So I'm just to give you a little, you know, more information here. So when you see the three on the right side, you got the Academy pack. So that money goes to that. The trade pool deposit. So a portion goes to the trade pool. Like I said, if you did the 1,000, then the 700 goes to the trade pool. The 300 is the purchase of the pack, and that's split. And as you can tell, the company is about making sure that the members are earning because they are doing the work. That's they're providing an actual service. All right, let's see. I'm sorry, I thought I saw something. Did somebody have a question? I can't see the chat. I'm trying to pull it up. I'm sorry.
That was me. So the access, let's say if I started with 500 and whatever I made, instead of pulling that money out, I can roll it over and repeat the process, correct?
Absolutely. Okay. And here's I don't want to jump too far ahead because there is another piece to this, and that it'll just make more sense if I talk about it a little later. So, and it's along the lines of that. When that happens, there's a couple of transactions, but I have to kind of show you because just putting it out there, it'll be kind of confusing. So yeah. So definitely you can. You could do whatever you want. You got 3 options. You can either take your money and just shut it down, or you can reinvest it, or you can upgrade to the next level, depending on how much commission you have. So yeah, for me personally, and like I said, I'll show you, as we go along. I have a snapshot of mine. It is after about 90 days, I was in profit. And I left it because I wasn't at the 200% yet. So when I got to the 200%, and yes, you will have to go in and check your account. And I got to that. So I was like, this is pretty cool. So I took out, I said, okay, withdrawing, because that was another problem we had in previous companies, is trying to get your money out. And so this one, I had an opportunity to go in, do a withdrawal. I followed the instructions, did the withdrawal. It was flawless. 3 days later, money was I put it in my Coinbase account.
When you do withdraw, are you paying admin or broker fees or taxes before you get the actual funds?
That is yes. Yes and no. Let me go. I'll show you that right now.
If I'm asking too many questions.
No. I mean, it's a legitimate question, because when I saw it, I was like, whoa. So when I listen to others talk about that piece of it, you have to be careful, because it looks like a fee, but it's not a fee, but it looks like it. So that's why I want to kind of show it to you, and then it has an explanation that you will understand very, very clearly. But don't worry, I won't forget. I'll address that. Not a problem at all. But these are all of it's the same. It works the same. It's just get bigger and bigger. That's really, if you want to get in and you had, $5,000 set aside for an investment, you could do that. And I think you understand, everybody here, the higher the investment, the more money goes into the trading pool, the bigger your percentage. That's just reality. The percentage is the same across the board, but the return is bigger because you're trading more money. So that's really all that's saying. But here's the beauty of it. Remember this: $300 investment, and without paying another cent, you can get to the point where your commissions can pay the $100,000 upgrade. Now, I don't know how long it's going to take. I don't know. I'm not there, but there are people doing it. Yes. So let's say 16 months. The guy that showed me this particular opportunity invested $300. I've been in 3 or 4 different programs with him. We talked about it. He broke it down to me. I said, okay, you know what? I don't really care about doing anything right now. But he says, look, $300 and see what happens. Okay. That's the lowest I've ever put in one. Put it in. And like I said, 90 days later, I was in profit. I was like, what? I did nothing. And all I did was take some money out and roll the rest over and let it do it again. And I was like, this is working. Then I upgraded and it kept working. And I upgraded 3 months later, took money out, upgraded again. And I was like, and I said, well, I'm not recruiting. I'm just going to make money. And that's all I've been doing for over a year, or around a year. It's been since last August. So August to last August 2019 till today. I just been collecting every single week. So, and so so like I said, I took money out of my Bitcoin account because my Coinbase Bitcoin account, because I wanted to go up over 2 levels instead of going up 1 level. So I had to obviously pay that extra. But when I saw the return, I wanted to pay that extra because I wanted to get to a certain level. And so that's what I did. So, but you don't, I mean, like I said, 300 and you'll continually, 200% is what's going to come back. And when you get to that point, you can do whatever you want to at that point. Okay. So like I said, with the 3, if anybody got any questions about these 3 entries, the Academy Pack is the purchase of the education, information about trading, about forex, trying to make sure that you understand what's going on, because you have the opportunity to do trades. You can do copy trades and you can do mirror trades. They just introduced copy trades. Caveat, they're working on opening it up for the US. Right now, those copy trades are not available for US citizens. The leadership program, I'm really not, I'm not here to take you down that road, but just know that there is a higher level program. If you're producing, you get points and it goes towards a reward program. And then obviously it opens up, more levels of commissions and things like that. And so, when you get over 25,000 in commissions, and it just opens it up to making more money. That's really all that means. So like I said, I just want to give you the basics of, these are the numbers, these are the investments, these are the products. And that second line is what goes into that forex trading pool of members. And the cap on that commission is 15% per week of the trading pool. So that's what the cap is, and that's what the commission is based off of, is that 15%. So that's just what they call the bear side. The bull side. The bear side is it's a little different. Okay. So we got what they call the bear and the bull. We know in trading, those are terms that are used in trading for, when like Bitcoin is going up, going through the roof. It's on a bull run. When it drops and what they call, market correction, or all these different, so many different titles for it. That's a bear market. It's going down. Stock market, bull market, bear market. So they just use those terms. And then you have rank levels, and that's where the points, the leadership points come in, is those rank levels. So like I said, if you're just interested in Bitcoin commissions, hey, share it with a few people and let them benefit off of that. You'll get your levels without trying, but you have to be strategic. So I'm, like I said, if you want to go into that, then that's another topic. We can talk about that another time. I don't want to, I just want to make sure that you get your questions answered based upon, if I put X amount in here, there's a commission. How does that work? That's really what I want to make sure that you walk away with tonight. Like I said, the 70% is what goes into the trading pool. When it gets to 200% of your investment, then you have the ability to take it out, walk away, or you can reinvest it, or you can upgrade. The bull side of it is when somebody makes a purchase in that you've referred it, and you'll get 50% of, and then it's called fast start bonus, but you'll continually get it. It was like the first week or something when we first started this, but now it's whenever you bring somebody and they invest and you referred them, then you'll still get that 150 of that particular product. And it just goes up, because obviously this is on the $1,000 investment. But if somebody comes in somewhere down the road and they go up to the $5,000 investment, then that 50% increases. You're still getting 50% of the 30% of that particular product. And then, as you can tell, there is a additional bonus that is part of that plan as well. And I'll get into that in a minute too. But know that there's additional bonuses there as well. And that one goes up to 200% of your investment. And so all of that will get to your 200%. And then you can see how quickly you can go from getting $200 to getting $600 when you're taking advantage of the whole compensation plan within this particular program. And so I just kind of put this in here to reinforce when they talk about the bull and they talk about the bears, the green and the red, you know, there's buying and selling going on. And so that's just kind of a visual of the market doing different things. And that's what they're looking at partially to make those trades. Okay. Like I said, up to 50% per week is the cap. Everybody's a customer. Everybody participates in this side of it. No matter what you do, no matter how long you stay, you're going to make money for making your investment, and it goes into the pool. And though the traders do their thing, the software does its thing, they monitor the system. At the end of the week, a commission is cut, and by Saturday morning at 9 o'clock, commission is in your email. Well, the notification is there. Yeah. More rewards. So like I said earlier, whatever your level of investment, you get 50% of 30% of that investment based on anyone that you refer it to or that you present this information to, and you want them to participate and benefit from this program. Then obviously they're going to pay you a bonus for that based upon the purchase of, like I said, the education, the forex education packages. And when they upgrade, because it wouldn't make sense not to, when they upgrade to another package, you'll get 50% of that particular bonus as well. And so we talk about those the bonuses, and like I said, I'm just here to make sure that you get the information. If you're looking at it from a macro perspective and you say, you know what, I know that this is better than what I've seen. I know that it's better than what a lot of people are even doing, and they're losing money or they're working so hard and they're not getting really anything out of it. Here is the additional information that you can provide. This is the additional information that you can understand the magnitude of the program. But if you did what I did for the first 6 months or so and just let it ride to see what was going to happen, and when I saw it happening, when I got the returns consistently, then I said, you know what, I'll spread the word. But I was not aggressive in that because, you know, I just wanted to make some money. I didn't want to work too hard at that point. But the benefits are there if you want to share this. So you get this unilevel bonus. Depending on how many people you refer, they'll give you a reward of 10%, 20%, and so on and so forth. The leadership, portion is at the top, based upon however much you're doing in the organization. So like I said, I'm not here to kind of dig into those pieces, and you can see that there are additional bonuses that you can receive from making those referrals, and you're going to be benefiting obviously because you're invested, you're in the pool, you can reinvest and grow your business without talking to anybody, or you can add more to the bonuses that are available to you if you have a group that you want to work with. It's totally up to you if you want to tell anybody about this. Now, this is a little more exciting, and I say that, and by the way, Monica, this is where I'll explain that withdrawal piece and what's considered a fee. So the force matrix, if you understand the networking and marketing, then this will make sense. If you haven't ever really listened into a presentation or been involved in a program like this, then here's kind of the quick, and dirty of it. The force matrix is different from the normal 2 get 2 get 2 get 2, so on and so forth. In this one, basically what happens is you're coming into an organization, you're going to have a member number, and your member number will put you somewhere in the organization. Right now, there's over 100,000 people in the organization. That means I may be number 659 or 6,059. I don't know. So I'm in there somewhere, right? Now, within the person that introduced this to me, so let's say he's there at the 1,000, and I'm sitting right there in the middle, right above the 27 at that 10K, and I'm just kind of right there. I haven't talked to anybody. I'm just there because I'm happy getting what I'm getting. He decides he wants to continue building his organization because that's what he does. I have people right now that I did not personally recruit. I don't even know who they are. And I am getting a commission off of the people that he sponsored and put in my organization. Because of the way this is made, everybody can earn, even if they do absolutely nothing. And I'm not saying that's the reason for doing this, because he is a builder. He creates opportunities. That's what he does. I've done it for years. I decided that's not what I want to do. I just want to say, here's the information. I'm going to make some commission. I'm cool with that because now I have a number of streams of income. So I'm not as aggressive as I was, 10 years ago. But somebody asked, so I'm presenting the information, and I believe that it's essential that I make sure that you understand this is the absolute easiest and the most profitable matrix compensation plan that I've ever seen for anybody. So over to the left, it talks about the 20% withdrawal fee is divided amongst 3 bonuses. So here's the interesting thing, Monica. The 20% withdrawal fee it's not going to the company. It's split with the matrix bonus, matching bonus, and leadership rank bonus. So people that are working the business are getting rewarded for building the organization, offering the opportunity, and when you withdraw, that 20% is split and put back into the memberships. So you can look at it a couple of ways. It took me about a year to say, God dog, they're taking 20%. And when I go back and I'm like, okay, so depending on where you're sitting, that money's coming back to you or somebody in your organization. That's really what it means. Not the management, not administration. There's no brokers that we pay directly. I'm sure it's coming out of the fund somewhere, but they have proprietary and internal specific software developers that have created this platform for them. There's no white label. There's no borrowing from another organization. They created this whole thing from ground up. This is the, the owner and the engineer. They broke down all of these things because people that put in 100,000, like real networkers, were asking these questions. And so this is where that fee is described. And that's why I wanted to show it to you here, so you can kind of put it in context that it's not like, hey, this is tax, or this is going to the company, or, for me to do business with them, I got to pay this 20%. No, if you're a leader in the organization and you do have referrals and you get bonuses and things, then part of that is going to come back as a bonus, either from yourself or from people that you've referred or offered this opportunity to. So it stays within the membership. So hopefully that answers your question, because I think they've definitely been asked that question, and they've had some people. So they're trying to make sure it's very clear that the withdrawal fee is not profit for CFX. It's a unique and deliberate strategy to create a constant residual reward for all loyal customers and team builders within the organization. So And now if anybody else, I mean, anybody have any questions, concerns, or about that? Because that to me is kind of, it really kind of lays it out, and you can kind of see where that 100% of that 20% goes to the bonuses though. So it's not, like I said, it's not going for the administration or taxing or anything like that. So it's not built on that same premise. They're um, absorbing a lot of that with the percentage that they're getting from the trades, which obviously is a chunk of that 15% is going to the company, or the 85%, I would say. But some of the bonuses are coming out of additional monies as well. So yeah, hopefully that answered your question. If anybody else has any comments or questions about that, or up to this point, is there anything that you want me to go back over? Okay. So here, this is just an additional bonus. In that matrix, you have a personal matching bonus, and depending on people in your organization, depending on what levels they're on, depending on which type of packages that they purchase, then you see that you get three. Basically, it's 100% total. So they give these bonuses out, and they just break it down into these different numbers. So that's the additional bonus that you can earn through sharing this opportunity as well. Levels down, and so on and so forth. Leadership program that just kind of talks you through. You hit executive. If you build your organization and you refer this information, people benefit, people earning just like you earning, then you can grow your business to a point where they're giving you additional bonuses and things like that. So yeah, I mean, you can, like I said, I'll send you the slides if you want to see it, not a problem. So some of the bonuses, you got an iPad, or you can get 75% Bitcoin of that particular price as a bonus. Rolex, travel, Porsche, cars. So you can do all of that. So all of that's part of, if you go out there and you share this opportunity and people, see what I saw, see what you see, so on and so forth, then that's the benefit. So this is what I was talking about. I basically just did a snapshot, as big as the screen would basically go. I think I covered up my password, so don't want y'all sneaking in there. So, okay. Yeah, I mean, this is August to November. Every time a commission was paid, I dropped it in there. And like I said, I'm just not the guy to be like, here's money, because I don't think it's necessary or appropriate. But just so happened I didn't black that out. I really didn't realize it was there till now. So anyway, it just shows that, on a what was it, September, I took out $9.99, and like I said, 20% of that comes off before you get it. So yeah, I mean, I didn't have a problem. 3 days later, I was paid. I got my money and I got my new commission. So this is, I mean, if anybody doubts this is authentic, that's up to you. But at the end of the day, this is, the time frame, and this is week by week. 7 to 12, that's 5 days. That's a couple of days. That's, from commission. Oh, this is the bonus here, the payout. So 4 days here, 3 days. Oh, by the way, yeah, there's a weekly payout, and if you you can get 2 or 3. And sometimes it comes on a Saturday, and sometimes you get the additional one. So for the people in the organization that trickled over from my sponsor, that I actually get, that's where the matching bonus comes in, or that personal bonus, that force matrix bonus, is because he could only have 3 across, and he goes 10 deep. When you hit the president, the leadership level, then the bottom opens up and you get commissions pretty much indefinitely. But yes, so some of these dates you may see 2 or 3 days apart. Those were additional commissions because of that additional matrix bonus that came from people that he put in there. So yeah. So no, I mean, if you got any questions, any comments, that's really what it's about. I mean, I'll jump off if we want to just talk, but if anybody wants me to go back to a screen, or you know, just let me know what's on your mind.
I have a question, or a couple of questions. I don't know if you saw my chat.
Oh, sorry.
What about the taxes on the money that's made? How will you be taxed?
Oh, I don't know why I can't open the chat. Okay, it won't let me. So the taxes, obviously, that's you know, individual type of consideration. I've I've never paid taxes on my cryptocurrency for a couple of reasons. One, because most of the organizations that I've dealt with are outside the U.S. when it came to cryptocurrency, and so that question didn't come up on my tax, you know, process. If you decide to give that to your accountant, then it'll show up and it'll become capital gains, and you'll know that it's really there. Now, what the IRS is doing, just for additional information, I just read a couple of days ago, sometime this past week, they're going to ask the question on the tax form: do you or have you purchased cryptocurrency? And basically what the story or article was referring to was they're asking the question to get you on record, and then next year they're going to say, hey, by the way, I got your name from, they basically attacked Coinbase. They're going in on any, you know, their Bitfinance went out of business because the government basically said, you need to give us your books. We want to know every single person that you have in your membership that has purchased cryptocurrency. And Coinbase had that issue as well. And we see that happening every day. You know, Facebook, you know, Google, now they're under the gun for, you know, things that they're doing. So any of these companies, you know, social media, things that were where the government had a hard time getting their hands around because it was peer to peer, then now they're basically finding ways to force the hand of the exchanges and things like that. I have a Coinbase account. I've put money in, I've taken money out, I've transferred, and so on and so forth. So I see it. I have a strategy. I have a way. I have some, you know, places I can put my money to benefit me in a tax situation. It's legit. You just have to have more tax credits than you have, you know, liabilities, and that's really the key to winning on the tax side. You can't beat them in the long run, but you can soften the blow. You just got to find a balance with some of the other things that you're doing.
Okay.
Yeah.
About the fees that I was talking about earlier, from what you were telling me, I assumed that the fees are automatically deducted before you take the mature amount out or roll it over.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. So the only fees that you'll get hit with, obviously, are the transfer from whatever the exchange or whatever wallet that you're pulling the Bitcoin from. Then, you know, like with Coinbase, I think it's like $3, sometimes it goes up to about $6. But those are the fees that you'll see. But no, that'll come off the top and get, like I said, redistributed amongst the builders. So, but no, other than that, it's everything else is in the clear.
Okay.
Yeah, because I think I got on that 999, which is normally I always go that route for some weird reason. That's the number I use. I think it was whatever 20%, eight something, yeah, something like that. So it was, yeah, I know. But
Oh,
it's I mean, really, it's straightforward like that.
let's say if I started with 300 today and it matures like in 90 days, and I wanted to add more in there, I can add more in there before the 90 days, correct? Or upgrade?
Absolutely. Yeah,
Okay.
you can upgrade at any time. Yes. Yeah. And so one of the things that I'm trying to think, I don't know the time frame, but I think it was right before the COVID. They used to, and I think I took some screenshots and stuff previously. There used to be 10 to 15% was, and so just to understand, it's the maximum is 15%. The cap is at 15%. So they're going to pay commissions up to that. So 1 week it might be 10%. 1 week it might be 11. It might be 9. I've never seen it less than 9%, and that was right around the COVID, right in that March timeframe. It was like, what happened? And I'm like, okay. And then after about a couple of months, it leveled back off. So now things are great. Like it's right around 11 and 12% consistently. So that's, yeah, you can calculate that if you want. I mean, I don't do, because there's always, I always get it wrong. But that's been what I've personally experienced is 12 is once or twice, but most of the time, 9 to 11 in that range is kind of a consistent thing. And so I say that to say this, in the investment side, if you have enough money to put in at a high level, then yeah, you can make bigger commissions. And people talk about get rich quick, whatever. I'm not, that's not I get it, right? There's a way you can make a lot of money in a short period of time, but for the average person, for somebody like me or whatever, I'm not looking to do that. I'm like, okay, let me check it out. Let me see if it works. And that's what I did with the 300. But if you have 500, if you have 1,000, somebody may decide to do that. I know, I've known Dexter for a long time. And when Dexter came to me in another program and was like, hey, this is, this is working. I didn't start at the minimal. I was like, hey, I'm good. Like my man said, it's working. So I came in kind of in the middle because of that. So I'm just saying, it's up to you personally. If anybody says, I just want to check it out, then like I said, the 300, yeah, that's what I did. And like I said, I got another, I think I made a copy of that as well. I can go back and find it, but it was the same kind of snapshot. Was from August to let me go off of here. Hold on a second. Oh, okay. Now I can see it. I'm sorry. So yeah. So oh, wait a minute. Monica. Oh, there she is. Okay. All right. All right. Thought I lost you there for a second. I knew somebody was there. But yeah. That's kind of what's up. So no, I mean, I hope that kind of answers your question. Like I said, I mean, what you see is kind of it's happening. It's happening every day. I can show you information all day. That's I got a lot of that. I downloaded a lot from people that I know that's in the business, and just to really kind of look at it and try to make sure that I'm not missing anything. And yeah, I mean, it's happening. So, but yeah, Monica, anything you want to ask is not a problem. Let me just see, Anthony. I mean, I know you're pretty critical. Got anything? Dex, Shannon, Letty, Gary.
Hey, my only question, Rashid, is there any modeling opportunities that allow you to go in and just, And I think FX was really good at this, right? Have I'll call it a play account or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Practice account. You go in and you can play with this thing and practice and get practice before you really get it out there on the road. Does this have that type of module or no?
Well, hey, another disclosure. I was just at a point where I just like, look, I just want to make money.
Yeah.
I wasn't even looking to do any of that. But the answer is yes. There are 3 options there. You have the auto. Hey, look, I just want to go in, let the commission work and get my money. And then you have the option of they have copy trades, but like I said, those it's not available for U.S. citizen. So they're trying to be careful. They're, like I said, 16-month-old company. They're trying to say, hey, you're in. I can take my money out. But we got to be careful going forward. So I think that was the reason why they don't want to get caught up in, because there's, like I said, the people I talked to were Americans and they're in the business. So,
Okay.
like I said, I never had any problem taking money out. So that's not a not an issue at all. But they do have those options. I do know that. I haven't done it. And I know they just like last week announced the copy trades. So you can do some of that where you can follow their trades. And like you said, if you want to do that,
okay.
mirror them.
Yeah. No, you know me, man. I'm always good. I mean, I've seen some really good. You and I have had a lot of. We've had a lot of road to go down, and so I'm definitely interested. As I told you a couple weeks ago. So, yeah. So definitely would like to just talk a little more and look at.
Yeah. Good. No, that's good, man. I appreciate it. I just, like I said, I hopefully, and I want to make sure that I delivered the information as clear as I could. So, Shannon, did you have something?
No, everything is good on my end. Thank you.
Okay, great. Yeah, Gary or Letty, any questions, concerns, comments?
Oh, just still listening in.
Okay. Anthony, where you at, man? I know you over there breaking it down. All right, Letty.
To get started and stuff, we just contact you and go from there?
I mean, no, you can do that. I mean, here's one of the things that I'm very, very, I want to make sure that my intention is to pay it forward as much as possible. And so, like, if Shannon was like, hey, can I contact somebody and get them on? So if Shannon says, you know what, I like this, I see how I can make money, or I'll give it a shot. And after 3 months, if I ain't making no money and Rashida just made this up, then hey, you know what, I'll fess up. But if she wants to do that, then it would be respectful for me to have you. If you say I'm in, then I would say Shannon would be your sponsor. Now, I'm obviously since I know a little bit more about the strategy of how to build that, then I would be helping everybody, whoever joins, how to do all of that to make sure you maximize your opportunity. But there's commission involved in sponsorship. So since she asked you to come on, then I would defer that to her. Now, on 2 sides of that is, the other side is, if she decides that that's just not what she wants to do, then I would respectfully say, you don't want to, stop somebody else from benefiting from the opportunity when they're ready. Because every day you go, it's like getting into Bitcoin. Bitcoin, is volatile. If you don't get it at 12, if you don't get it at 13, 14, or 15, okay. But you get it at 15, it goes up to 20. And then everybody that you talk to say, oh my gosh, I need to get it now. They get in at 20 and it goes back down to 10,000. You missed that opportunity because somebody was kind of waiting. So I'm just saying, you gotta either say, I see it. It's pretty clear cut. It's not a massive investment. I don't have to come out of my pocket ever again. And I can take the profits and roll it over and continue making commissions every single week. That's an easy choice for me. So, but in that sense, if you say I want to dive in, then I would ask Shannon, look, if you're ready, then Shannon, you obviously, asked her to come on the call. So that's somebody that I would respectfully say you would be sponsoring her so that, you don't miss out on the bonuses that would come along with that. So that's my initial thing, but everybody has to make their own decision. Yes, Dexter.
No, I'm good. I'm sorry. I'm good. Sorry. Yeah. You answered. I just didn't go back to mute. I apologize. Yes, I'm good.
Okay, no problem. All right. Anthony, you wake up? You there? Where you go? Oh, well, Monica, did you have anything else?
No, I don't.
Okay.
Not right now,
No
not yet. I still have to go through the process in order for me to understand it. Then I may have some questions and I'll email you as I go along through this process. I mean, what you explained here, it sounds really good. It's just like, this is what I was looking for. Like I invest a little and learn at the same time. And so once I master this, I can show others how to do this as well.
And that's, and that's why it took me a year, because I'm doing so many other things that are not even associated, with this. But I did want, I'm like, I know that I can earn, I know the money's there. I've been on stage, I've done the presentation, I've done all of the marketing, me and my wife, we have a history of building organizations, but I just, I'm doing other things, going a different direction. But I knew I got to get in because time is not going to wait for me. And so I found that this was a great opportunity. Now, I mean, me and Dexter can give you some some really, we understand your pain because we're still fighting in another organization for monies that we invested. I'm talking the numbers. Yeah, we could almost buy a house, but at the end of the day, it was, I mean, the risk is always there. What are you going to do? Right. So I pivoted and said, look, I'm going to try this over here. And that didn't work. Well, let me try this one. And I wasn't investing a lot, but I was testing them out. And if they didn't pan out, I said, well, okay. And then the same guy that I dealt with on one previous one, he was just public. He was just out there. He wasn't trying to hide. He was just putting it out there. And I'm like, okay. He seems, he quit his job, the whole thing. And I knew him for some time. And he's over in Dubai, but he's a British guy, but he knew his stuff. So I said, okay, let me see what you got. And jumped in, we got on a phone call and he was real open and clear. And he always go meet the president of the company. That's his thing. He do a little interview and all that good stuff. And so I said, hey, what do you think, man? He was like, look, I tried it out and I'm already in profit. He said it's working better than the ones before. He lost money in the other program too, so we all got bit. But this one, in 16 months, he's over the 100,000 and he recently did that. So it's working. Like I said, I haven't been aggressive. So I was like, okay, great. I'm happy that he's doing well, but it's working, and so that's what's up. Does anybody know of the Crowd One program? Because I keep hearing about it. I got people, trying to market that to me. But
is that another Bitcoin?
Well, you heard of it?
No. You just had a question about, was it another Bitcoin? And it's some type of marketing platform. But I just read. It's funny you said that Crowd One. I just read a pretty long scam
Yeah. Yeah.
paper on that. So
If you go to I last night I just came across, because I have friends that was in other programs and stuff like that, and they're all in an uproar about how great it is, and I was like, no, I'm not trying to hear that. And I did some research, and it was some red flags. And so when BBC Eye on Africa, or Africa Eye or something like that, BBC, they got a program where she's doing investigative reporting or journalism, and she went behind the scenes. She got an account, got in the program, and went through and just peeled back the onion on that thing, and whoo, it's bad news. But people are diving in, and so Monica, we understand, because we saw opportunities out there that looked good, and we got burnt. Been there, done that. So that's why I'm so thrilled that we at least got some people that are interested, and I'm available here to talk about something that's working, that's legit. So it's a refreshing feeling, because with the other programs, even though they said, hey, look, you know what, let's wait till we get to a certain amount and then you can take it out. It passed that amount, we still couldn't get it out. And it just kept going on and on and on. And we're like, come on. And this one is like, look, you every 3 or 4 months, you can take your money out. And I'm like, I'm gonna give it a shot. Boom. Oh, it worked. Hey, I've taken out money 3 times and same amount every time. Never had a problem. The only thing is that when you start dealing with cryptocurrency and transferring it, everybody has their own way to protect, the members. You got the different levels of protection. So you got to be careful. I got a person in Liberia that me and him, we've been going back and forth for a long time, and they had the hardest time because there was just one step. And a lot of times people use their phone when, it's very tricky trying to use your phone to do some of these things. So I never do that. I always on my computer so I could see things. My eyesight is kind of bad anyway. So, but you have to, go from one step, then you get the code, you got to put the code into the blank, then you put that code in and the screen doesn't move. And so you're like, did it work? Did it not work? I don't know. And then they'll send a code to your email, and you got to take that code from your email and put that in after you do the 2FA authentication code. So there's just these different levels, and they were missing that second piece because they're like, I already put the code in, but it's a different code. So, after that, it's simple, but just those layers, sometimes if you haven't dealt with that, it's a little weird. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But that's the kind of thing that, we walk through and make sure you're good. We get online, I can open up the screen and just, because I don't want nobody having no headache trying to get in there and do what they want to do.
Will we have meetings in the future once we get the ball rolling, just to kind of help us understand the process as we're going through?
100%. That's yeah. Oh man, that's something I learned early on. And I've, and I know, like I said, most of y'all don't know a lot of my history, but me and my wife, we built, we had over 8,000 people in an organization when we was in Kuwait together. And it was under her name, and she was doing the traveling, and it was just she was in different countries. And so when we were in Kuwait, I would do a lot of that. She would go to the Philippines. I was in Kuwait, and so we are very, very critical about making sure. If I ask you, present this to you, and I say, hey, come with me, I'm responsible to make sure that everything, those steps are working. My responsibility, and there's if you ever look at different programs. And I do have a lot of respect for some of those veterans in the business. Then at the end of the day, yes, some of them talk about this is your business. When you sign up, you're owning your own business, so you're responsible for your success. Absolutely. but I'm responsible to make sure you have all the tools. And so it'll be a constantly ongoing meetings, constantly having that conversation. You know, we have this platform. Presentation is here for anybody that wants to see it. You know, if you contact me and say, look, I got a few people that I want you to talk to. Can you do that presentation for them? Boom, we set up a date and time, and we do that. You know, we don't leave you, you know, hey, look, work it out. Appreciate you. No, it's a team. We all in this together. No, absolutely.
Yesterday, you mentioned that Carol had a different program that she does. She was supposed to be here tonight, I guess.
Yeah, I was hoping she was here. Because you know, this is a common thing with doing, you know, these type of business, and forex is big now, and crypto is big. So when the forces have come together and married up with network marketing, then it's a really powerful thing. But what's different in the evolution of the programs is these guys have said you can make money without doing any of that stuff. But if you do this, then yeah, you can quadruple your money. But if you don't, you can still make money. And most of the time you can't do that. And the Dexter, you can vouch, you know, with you know, IML, and this is not a negative. IML charges like 160 or 180 a month to be in the program. And if you want to do one of the different types of trades, swing trades or the mirror trades, or excuse me, there was 2 or 3 or 4, great program. I hung in there as long as I could, but you have to pay because they have traders, you know, teaching you how to do it. They have traders doing it. You have to pay for that. In this one, you can, and I didn't take it. They offer like these different things. The Conversion Pros, they have a program where you can use them as a marketing arm. I was like, well, I'm not marketing, so I didn't use it. But if you chose to do that, you could. And I think it's like $40 a month or something like that. And they would basically build like a whole system just for you. So they would kind of create a marketing plan that you could use to market the opportunity. But I wasn't doing it, so I didn't dig into it, and so I don't know the ins and outs of it. But I know that was something that maybe was an extra fee. But the program itself, when you pay $300, you don't have to pay anything else. It's a choice. If you say I want to go up to 3, 4, 5, you know, 1,000, 1,500, or 3,000, so on and so forth, that's your choice. But you don't have to. You can do that with the profits. If it takes 6 months to get to, you know, $1,000 because, you know, the fluctuating percentages and so on and so forth, okay. But you're going to make money every single week. Whatever that amount is, obviously $300, you're going to have less. $1,000, you have a little bit more, and so on and so forth. That's something that you kind of have to work out, you know, and but it's consistent. That's really in a year, you could earn, you know, between 3,000 and 4,000. I think based on where it's been traditionally. But if Bitcoin goes up and the markets keep going up and so on and so forth, that might look a little better in the coming year. So that's the beauty of it. It can increase. But iMarkets Live, yes, is a program that's very similar. It's foreign exchange. They have a marketing piece. You can build, you can get some referral bonuses and so on and so forth. So legit, good program. But there are just a lot of fees involved that if you're not marketing, if you're not consistently doing the business, you're just paying. Mm-hmm. So Letty, did you see the difference between the two? I mean, you know.
Yeah, and like I said yesterday, I was really interested when you mentioned the passive income.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is right up that alley. Yeah.
Well, see, here's what I want people to understand, and I like talking about this because when people say passive and you know, multiple streams, we're all on board. We're like, multiple streams of income, you know, yeah, you know, the big dogs, Warren Buffett and, you know, Sir Richard Branson, and, you know, you can name a lot of people talk about that, but a lot of people misunderstand. multiple streams, you can go out and get 5 jobs and get multiple streams of income. If that's, but passive income is the key. You're not trying to work harder. Shannon, what's the term you used to on us on day one?
I want to work smart and
That's
not hard.
what's up. See, did I deliver?
Yes, sir, you did.
You came, and I can't make it no easier. She was like, "Yes, you can. You can pay now." But no, but that's the program. I've been in it, like I said, since last August. I mean, that's my personal experience.